Alright, this is to explain the statement of intent as an alternative to taking something like an oath of allegiance. That's quite common with anyone who's following the lawful notice process under Article 61 of 1215 Magna Carta, which is the only, agreement that binds any agent who professes to be a public servant to moral principle. So there's no other agreement that does that. So this is an explanation of how you can apply this. So if you wanted to follow the lawful notice process that we have, and you don't want to do the oath of allegiance, this is an alternative you can use. If you don't even want to do that, the lawful notice process, but you would like to send some kind of letter to let each of these so-called public servants know the crimes they're committing, we have standalone letters for that. One is Dear Police Constable, the other one's Dear Judicial Officer, and the other one's Dear Public Servant. So that covers all your three key ones of courts, cops and councils at the local level, and also out at the state level and federally if you want to go that far. So you could add this statement of intent along with that letter as well. So it has a few applications. This is just a shortened version for anyone who likes to keep it simple. So I'm just going to quickly go over it. Here we have the top end. So when it's time when you've made your edits, the highlights are obviously what the editable bits are. And you've finished, you've done all your edits, you just go here with that drop down window with that yellow pen, and there'll be a choice for no color, and there you have it. It's back to its original, and therefore you can send it after that. So just going to put the yellow highlight on. So the yellow highlights mean the date, obviously the editable bits where the date, your name, etc. is. Recorded post, because you're going to send it by registered post, and you'd mail it to yourself, so you'd keep a copy for yourself, that will be original, and the one you're going to send, obviously you make a photocopy and send that in. And then you've got a postal receipt, and when you get that postal receipt, once you've sent it, that's what you'd staple to your original. And when you get your other one, you can keep that aside as well if you like. Not that critical, but you're going to have this one because you're going to make multiple photocopies of this based on whatever you're sending, and it goes with it. Okay, so let's have a read. It says statement of intent. Like I said, it's an alternative because basically you are showing what your intention is, and if you ever needed to prove what your intention was, you have record of it. So that's why you would do something like this. I, your name, willingly and wholeheartedly enter into lawful non-consent by holding all those who claim authority accountable to Article 61 of the Democratic Common Law Constitution of Magna Carta 1215, invoked on March 23, 2001. I affirm my commitment to hold men and women professing to be Crown agents of this Commonwealth nation of, if your country is Australia, you write Australia, to the binding agreement that calls for all transgressors to stand trial before a jury of the people for violating indefeasible individual rights entrusted to them for safeguarding. So basically anyone who does anything that they're not allowed to do morally by their moral compass, and if they do that against another, the true correct system is that we, the people, can bring them to account. Doesn't matter if they have a title or not, as a group with a trial system where the people are judging them on the universal principles of morality, because we all have a moral compass, and whether they deliberately stood over those principles, disowned their moral compass, and committed crimes anyway. That's basically what you're saying, right? And you're committed to that, because how else do you imagine that justice will happen? And so affirmed and subscribed on that, so you put your date here, sign, same thing, wedding signature is fine, doesn't matter what color pen you choose, it's not a big deal. Like, it doesn't have any witness signatures here. If you want to add that in, feel free to do so and get your witnesses. I'm just saying, it's not something you have to do. I'm just saying this is an option, but you can make it work any way you like. It's not actually set in stone because you are sovereign, so you get to choose how you go about this. I'm just giving you an alternative way to think about it. As long as there's principles where what you're coming to stand for is universally recognizable, it's self-evident, we can all discover it, and that's what you stand on. Someone's neutral, doesn't favor or discriminate anyone, and that's what you're standing in defense of. Basically, that's what this means. So that's all you're really doing here. Hopefully that gives you some idea why you would do something like this, and it's really simple, straightforward language.